There was one time when I had a couple of sex offers from girls who I used to not date, like of course date, but also just with girls with whom I text. Yeah, that's a real thing. I remember just sitting and texting with girl, and she texts me something that, oh, come to me to this evening and we'll drink something and do something fun. And of course I rejected those offers. Of course I did. From the time I started working on myself, from the time I started my self-improvement journey, I always aim for one thing, and that thing is sacrificing my comfort for the sake of my future self. So there's something wrong with this ISO. I can change it. Okay, whatever. I'm grateful for my younger self, because I know that my younger self, he was desperate. He was so desperate to get laid, to be in a relationship with someone, that he wanted to accept that offers. He wanted to just be a part of this hookup culture. But he made an important decision. He thought that, okay, I'm gonna reject them, because that's not what I want. That's not what I want for my future self. I want to give my future self a beautiful, loving, feminine woman who will be his wife, who will be the mother of his children. And guess what? Right now I'm in a relationship with loving, beautiful, feminine woman who, if God will let us, who will be my wife. And that's I'm really thankful to my younger self that he made that masculine decision, that he want to sacrifice so much for my future, for his future self, so for my present self. I know that if he would be an egoist and total egoist, and he will take that offers today, he could even be with that girls who only wanted to just hook up with him, to just sleep around. He sacrificed a momental pleasure for his future growth, for my future growth. And that's why I'm extremely thankful to my younger self. Like sometimes I used to sit and and just tell shit about him, that oh, he was just watching porn, playing video games all day, he was such a loser. But really, if he would not work on himself, I would not exist. The version of me that you currently see would not exist if he would not work hard enough to get me to this point. And that's the same, of course, like the same thing with women is with work. And the answer the question I have for you today is, okay, what can you, sorry, that something is in my eye and I can see properly. Shit, I'm blind. Oh, much better. So, what can you sacrifice today for your future self? That's a funny thing. We think that self-love is when we do pleasurable things right now. That's not the truth. Because when you, instead of working hard right now, you do yourself a favor, you sit and watch something on Netflix, you sit and watch some dumbass talking on camera on YouTube, you sit and you just play video games because you love yourself, you just want yourself to give yourself some rest and all of that. And you just go into that relationship with that girl, you know, it's just hookup culture, you don't really love her, but you kind of deserve to get laid, you kind of deserve to finally be with someone, okay? That's not a self-love, that's a self-hate. Self-harm, I would even say. Yeah, that's what I say. That's what I say. Playing video games today is a form of self-harm. Because if you do not, because if you don't do the hard work today, you schedule that, you throw that hard work to your future self, and your future self will be depressed because he has to deal with your stuff, he has to deal with your own problems. By procrastinating, we basically self-harm. And we thought that procrastination is only when we have homework to do and we don't want to do that, or we have to study for some exams and we don't want to do that, so we schedule it, we procrastinate on it. But it's not. Procrastination is also when you don't work on your business. You probably, if you watch this video, you are probably old enough to make money, or to at least learn new skills to learn that money in the future. You will have to gain that knowledge, you will have to gain that skills sooner or later, so why in the hell, instead of doing this right now, practicing the best, the most fulfilling form of self-love, instead of doing it right now so that your future self will be grateful to you, that he does not have to go through that things because you already did them. Why you sit and still play video games? Why you sit and still go to parties or drink alcohol? Why you still sit and watch Netflix? Because you are an egoist. Imagine there's your clone. But he's 6 months older than you, okay? Just imagine that. Your self-love reflects the love you have to him. So, if you love your girl, for example, do you sit and hate her? Give her dishes to clean, give her exams to study for, give her work to do, and you just sit and lay on your bed and watch Netflix? Of course not. When you love her, when you truly love her, you will do these things and you will let her rest. So why in the hell your self-love does not look like this? Why you don't sit and work instead of pushing that work to your future self? You are harming your future self, and he will hate you. He will hate you because he knows that if you would solve these problems, if you would make money earlier, he would not struggle with that. He knows that if you would start going to the gym earlier, he would not have to start it sooner. He would already have a beautiful body. But of course, it's easier for you. You are an egoist. You don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. Because if you would do everything you can to make your future self as comfortable, as loved, as peacefully living as you only could. So today ask yourself in your journal, in whatever, what can you sacrifice today for your future self? Maybe that's working 1 hour more than yesterday. Or maybe that's studying for that exam. That you know that a couple of months, that you know that in a month you will have to pass. Oh, maybe it's breaking up the relationship with someone who you truly hate. Of course, your current self will feel bad because of that, but your future self will be extremely grateful for you that you made that decision. So, yeah, ask yourself, what can you sacrifice for your future self? Do your best and leave the rest to God.